Hello! Pull up a chair and join us in the alcove. Here with episode 76 of our homebrewed 5th edition D&D campaign, the Chaoslands. Before we start, a handful of quick announcements, so let's go through those. We upload recorded VODs of our game to YouTube, and if you're watching this, that's likely where you are.
Yeah.
If you aren't, you can find us on youtube.com/@thealcove. That's at THEALCOVE. If you like this video, please click the like button down below, and if you want to see more videos like it, click the subscribe button and you'll be notified when our next video goes live. If you want, you can also go and follow us on all of our social media accounts. Or don't, because social media is a hellhole. But if you want to, our Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky accounts are all there, they exist, and they may or may not have content on them. We also use a variety of background music to improve the ambiance of our game and stream, and you may recognize some of it from Critical Role's Welcome to Taldore, Welcome to Wildmount, and Candela Obscura collection albums, as well as some royalty-free music courtesy of Riot Games. Links to those can also be found below. That's all I got.
That's all I got. That's all I got.
Let's begin our dive into the Chaoslands.
Wow.
The Iron Well
That's us.
have arrived in the Rec State of Silthia,
It's a novel.
a bastion of arcane magic, learning, and research, nestled within a crystalline canyon deep within the Etherglass Desert, only to discover that the city sits on the precipice of momentous events orchestrated by ancient and powerful forces. Having rescued a few important friends of yours from Lady Garnette, a tiefling sorceress seemingly connected with Arkmir's history, you found safe haven and respite in an ancient structure known as the Orrery. Which turned out to be the former home and wizard tower of timekeeper Tisha Trasandro, an archmage seemingly erased from memory and existence, however with a small shard of her identity preserved within a staff that Astra had been carrying with her. With her memory partially recovered, a long evening of conversations and tea ensued, with you learning much about the hidden secrets and histories of Remenacht, about the Timekeeper, the Riftwalkers, and their history, the nature of the Chaoslands, the Dragon Lords, the Watcher, and the plans of Angelica Garnette, Karis Miranan, and Klenko the Conjurer, potentially.
Confirmed.
As well as the history of Kazmarat, the Eye of the Storm, ancient timekeeper artificer whose soul has been trapped within the Chaoslands, where the chaotic energies of the plane have transformed him into a being of pure malice and ambition. As the evening continued, Astra stepped away momentarily to focus on casting Find Familiar, and causing her familiar with the connection to her patron, Hoku, to appear. Which led to a conversation with Astra, her patron. With her identity, presence, and abilities revealed to him, Astra seemed a bit more generous in his opinion of Tisha Trasandro, and explained to Astra that what the Timekeeper had said was apparently correct. That he was part of his responsibility was holding the energy of the Chaoslands and the Dragon Lords at bay. But that he had been working on a plan to prepare someone to replace him, that someone potentially being Astra. Upon learning this, and upon his insistence that you accept your fate, you, with conflicting feelings, returned back to your fellow companions and began discussing your future steps. You also learn of an important connection that Timon has with Theodore Constantine, a bond that transcends time, manifested in their weapons. Weapons with a strong connection to each other. When the two held the blade forged by Timon, but now wielded by Theo, it seemed to awaken the blade, and planted some of the red lightning and runic abilities used by Timon into the blade itself. With much to think of, and the evening getting late, you prepared to have a quiet dinner as you processed all of these conversations and considered your next steps. We pick up shortly after this delicious meal, which was prepared and served by some of your party, as the night begins to turn towards potentially rest and sleep.
Mm-hmm.
What are you all doing?
I have these grilled mushrooms. Does anybody want to eat them?
Yes. Hi.
You guys must be starving.
Where'd you learn to cook?
Just with my sect. There was a lady there who is very well versed in a lot of different recipes. Really good at foraging lots of random plants that we would just grill together.
Oh. He cooks. We should,
If by cooking meaning grilling vegetables, then yes. I can do that.
Want to let the man cook?
You make tea. You make really great tea. I'm just saying that
At least I can read all writings.
I can read all
Can
writings.
you read? Can you read?
That's not what I
We
do.
should bring him along too.
It's not that
very
I
personal
just
question.
read.
For the rest of the room, Malira has been pretty quiet and has been joining you at the dinner table, but has been mostly keeping to herself, staying as close to Calthero as she can.
Yeah, she is.
Theo has reluctantly sat down to eat, but has, after the conversation that the two of you had, he's had a lot to think about and has been mostly also a little bit lost in thought and consideration. The spirit of Tisha Trasandro has disappeared at the moment.
Wait, who made the boar bacon?
The what?
The boar bacon.
The bar bacon?
Yeah. We killed the big boar at
We
the.
could cook that up too. We have some chicken. We got some beautiful grilled mushrooms.
None of this is rabbit, right?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
No, when we want pudding, we'll have that.
The setting up a shrine of Jen's leftovers.
So, what now? What next?
Dessert?
Yes. After dessert, though.
Like a night to sleep.
And then fast forward a little bit more.
We need to find Lady Garnette before she leaves the city, assuming she's still in the city.
There's also the individual that wants to meet Teddy, at the academy.
I don't know if there's an individual who wants to meet him there, but rather someone who told him
To
Lady
meet.
Garnette might be
Oh,
there.
Lady Garnette.
Actually, on that, Esther, I believe you demonstrated that you can take the not only the appearance of someone, but also their sound and likeness.
And read all writing while I'm doing it.
Are you?
It's okay, Theo can't do that, so we don't.
Are you suggesting Lady Garnette? Because last time we saw her, she was almost naked. You might want to find something else to wear.
No, but
I-
rather, if
What?
someone is
She was in a sheer black gown, as you described.
I've seen enough naked bodies after the movie last night.
I think someone, Lady Garnette as well, may be expecting Theodore to show up at
Oh,
the academy.
Theodore.
But
Oh.
if, and I'll gesture to Theo, your appearance has changed since then. And I believe that may give worry to, or give an alarm to them that something has happened. But also, if you do not show up, they may also sense that something has happened. Perhaps we could have someone go there looking as though Theo,
Put your hand down. I already dibsed it.
before you looked today, to at least potentially gain access to further inside of the academy.
Yeah, I can do it. I'm your girl. I'm your boy.
Yes.
But what happens once you're in?
Good point. What's next?
I don't know.
Lady Garnette might also see through your illusion.
Also, again, you're a really bad liar.
Hold on.
She doesn't need
You're
to
a-
lie necessarily, though.
No.
Yes, but even when she's telling the truth, you have a way of not being very convincing a lot of the time.
I told Theo to get arrested.
Are we absolutely
Well-
certain there's no other way for the rest of us? I mean, let's say Astra goes in as Theo. That could be fine, but maybe that also requires us.
I do want to
Getting into
jump.
the academy.
Yes, sorry. I did not mean going completely
Oh,
alone.
thank God.
Also, by the way, while we're planning, 'cause this sounds like a really cool adventure, I still have one Dust of Disappearance, which can cover all of us, should we need it. And I know Calthier's gonna be like, yeah, well, I studied how to do it all too. But we do have
That's
Dust
right.
of Disappearance, which we can.
What
Walk
does
in.
it do?
It makes us all invisible for a short time.
That could be good if things aren't going well. We can just poof.
Oh, I meant to get
the-
in.
Against the
He was a
weaver.
bit
Oh.
Not as a
lost
guy.
in
If
thought,
they
but
see
as
us
you-
use it, they're gonna be like, they just went invisible.
um,
Very far.
He was a bit like thinking about this plan, but as you mentioned that he turns and says, invisibility probably won't work.
It's great. We've used it before.
The academy has certain wards to prevent students who are all magically inclined from doing stupid things.
That's not stupid.
We should also potentially make sure that whatever it is that you were thinking of doing would work. Okay. And then it goes back to thinking.
There's another option. If Lady Garnette had you as an ally and us as enemies, and we got you, then she would. I mean, it wouldn't be strange, right? Like if we reach out to her and say that, hey, we have your associate, you're fucked.
You're fucked.
That could work.
Arkmir, is there any way you could get through to her?
Through to Lady Garnette?
To get her to come meet somewhere, or... I just feel like tracking her down inside the academy, well, definitely doable, might be a little bit harder if we're on her home turf.
I don't know why she would trust me.
We still have a boy upstairs.
I know. I'm saying that, yeah. It may require the boy.
I'm not suggesting we use him as bait, but the bait is upstairs should we wish to use it. Yeah, you might want to close your ears. I know. Right.
It is a plausible plan.
But it would have to ensure his safety. I don't want to do it in case there's a risk he actually just immediately dies. And she flies away on a really cool broom.
Astra is just mirroring everything that Theo does, trying to get his manners and stuff.
He's mostly just been thinking.
So is she.
That's listening to you.
I imagine Lady Garnette would not be sitting in the entrance to the academy if she has a room or a location inside of that. If she's even there, she's probably tucked away there. I think simply it's us getting access into that location that hypothetically your presence could grant us.
We did hear that.
Is there a concern that whoever is at the front would alert her that something has changed with you? Or would that be Lady Garnette specifically who would notice something different?
I'm fairly confident that Lady Garnette would probably be able to tell that there's something different with me, but I haven't been back to the academy in years. I don't think anybody would bat an eye at me looking slightly different.
Would you have any reason to, I guess, pursue me on behalf of Lady Garnette?
Nothing aside from potentially you all attacking them in the inn and destroying that room that she was staying in. Maybe I might have gone after you to track you down from there.
All I'm thinking is that could be another way to lure her out, is Theo convincing Lady Garnette that she has captured me.
No, why would we use you as bait when there's a perfectly good man upstairs?
Lady Garnette, I've captured the kid. Excellent.
At this point, I don't think the boy has any importance to Garnette. It
Boy's been through enough.
Also that.
Yeah, he doesn't need to breathe anymore.
Theo turns to you and mentions, yeah, she barely paid any attention to the boy. If anything, more of her interrogation time was spent on her. And he points at Malira.
Yes.
There's something that you wanted from her, but not from the boy, I think.
If anything, it's likely information that might give her an edge or a bargaining chip with Karis. And at this point, it's likely she has all that she can get. But I have to imagine you're still important to her. But there's no way she would believe you would go to her willingly at this point.
No, that's what I mean.
I know,
Yeah.
which is why I don't think we could have you try to call her out. I think it would have to be...
What if I look like Arkmir and I go do that?
What?
We have a perfectly good Arkmir right here.
I really just want to use this new ability that I have.
Yep.
Well, all I'm saying is that if we leave this building nobody saw us fraternizing with Teddy. So if we leave here with Teddy as a prisoner of ours, and somebody is watching, or maybe we can.
Or one of us leaves as a prisoner of Teddy's. And by Teddy, I mean Thea.
Theodore, that's what I said. Theodore.
Don't worry, I've made one of these guys.
I'm just assuming you guys are just saying Theo.
Yeah.
If you explicitly want to say Teddy, let me know.
No, Theo.
Okay.
Theo. Then if she has spies in the city or something, at least it would be a bit more convincing.
How valuable do you think you are to Lady Garnette? If she found out that we had you captive.
I don't think it would affect her too much. When we got to the city, she let me go about my business and go out on a walk while you all were potentially being brought into a trap, apparently.
Beyond whatever,
she didn't even need me or want me there, apparently. So
beyond whatever grand plan she has, I think the only thing we know that she cares about is you.
Aww.
A loving sister.
Well, me, Malira, and forgot the other dude's name that we haven't met up with.
No, Volro?
Volro, potentially. If there's
Again,
another piece for her.
It's possible, but I don't think she cares specifically about Malira, but rather the information that was within her head. And if she's already pried into your mind, at that point, she may not care anymore.
Yeah.
I think we need to be careful because we all now have more information in our minds. Miller says that.
Well, if we're doing this, we're going all in.
Correct.
Well, my suggestion was more around an excuse for Teddy not reporting to the academy tonight.
I don't think any of us are going anywhere.
No, the thought was.
I think
we desperately need a night.
I think I can come up with a reason to not go tonight.
It's scary.
Yeah.
Dark.
It's kind of late
if
outside.
If you gain a lead on
Exactly.
brother number one.
Exactly.
That I was on the trail and didn't want to lose the trail. But I would still need to make sure I don't look different when I next see you.
Wait, that's to go tonight?
Not to go.
Oh, okay.
No.
Not to go tonight.
Does he look like you mentioned, like his arm and stuff changed? Obviously, he has the other sword, but does it look like he got like in a scrap? Like it's like burned up or something, or like
It's not burned up, but it looks like visibly different. It looks like it's
Spectral
almost like
blue?
no, it's not spectral blue. So the armor on it, first off, the armor isn't completely fallen off. It's just like deteriorated and aged in many ways, right? Like it's
Right.
like falling apart in places
Cool.
where it wasn't before. And even underneath it, you can potentially see that like his muscles are a little bit leaner. And occasionally, ever since Timon did his thing, there are actually sparks of red lightning that just bounce
cool.
up the armor, like up the arm, up to his shoulder, and then like beat her away.
Can we just give him a trench coat? This guy's got like 5.
You want a bracelet as well?
He also like his face looks older,
Oh,
like
okay.
a little bit. Like
like
there's a little bit more graying hair in his like goatee beard. He does not look the same as he did before.
Got it.
Have you ever gone into a storm, Theo?
No.
The storm does that a bit to you, you know. So
Good to know.
if you said that you were on our trail and we went into a storm and you followed us,
Good. That would involve telling her that I have this. Like, lifts up his hand, and you can see like within the armor, like now because of some of the cracks, it's more visible, like a glowing shard.
Would it require you telling him that?
Otherwise, I don't think I would survive in the storm, as far as I know.
Does she know that though?
if you report in like 4 days, you can say that you were really tired. Like tired almost to death.
the reason they give us these sparks is to keep us alive in the storms. I've never been in one, but I just assumed if somebody doesn't have this and goes into a storm, they die.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, I've been through a storm.
I've died in one.
Now,
I've
an
gone through
extended
that.
extended period of time of
Like you
special
said.
circumstances.
I've gone through it and I was totally
You what?
fine.
Oh yeah. That's a long story.
I probably had a little less gray
Interesting.
since I first went into one.
Yes, we have options. I wouldn't be too worried about what to do when we next come face to face with her, because I'm pretty sure, regardless of what we think, it won't go as we planned. So let's focus on getting there first.
Mhm.
The only lead I have for her whereabouts is at the academy. This person with this, that he reaches down and pulls out the stone from his pouch.
There is also, which we could at least scout out, was at her address in an alternative time. It may still be hers, or maybe have a connection to her, even if she doesn't live there right now.
One thing's for sure before we go on with any planning. I think Arkmir and I can safely say splitting up again is definitely off the cards. She is very powerful. She clearly knows how to lay a trap. Wherever we go together.
So I'll go in first alone.
That's fine.
I'll be at the library.
Perfect.
I do agree. I think wherever the academy would, I believe it was you who mentioned it is her home. I guess it would be her base. She would be much more comfortable and at ease there than the inn that she was staying in.
The Gilded Oasis, she did not operate within there.
No, she just simply had rooms there. Which I'm also sure there will probably be some investigators or what was the name of the
Probably not safe to go back.
What's the name of-
what was the name of the military group from there? That Riker was part of.
That was a while back.
No,
Riker, there he is. He looks like Vegeta in my book. I didn't write what he was part of. I just said he was a guard.
I'll find it. You continue on. I'll find it. Continue on.
So let's just
We'll
go
wait.
full charging after it right now.
I thought
Theo, are we... Like, how open is the academy to the public?
Not at all. Only students or professors or those with writ of invite from a professor can access.
But you're able to get in.
If I go there and say that Lady Garnette asked, maybe they might actually go and ask whoever she's working with, that person that I reached out to.
Do
Maybe
we know
maybe
any
they're a
professors
professor.
that
Maybe
could
they're
give us a rite of passage? Maybe we could.
Trying to remember if that person that Laura
Is
was
it?
working with was a professor or not.
Did Linda
Oh,
happen
we-
to
They
study in
were.
schema?
We spoke to a professor.
Linda? Did she go to schema?
It was like
Or sorry,
Greenville.
She's
At the library.
At
no,
the
but
library?
Did
Yeah.
she come to?
Yeah,
I
that
think,
was.
I think she was at the.
No,
I think
she
she
did-
just studied at the academy in Schema.
We spoke to
Damn.
one at the library.
Are you talking about... That's what I said, the guy that worked with Volro. Was he a professor?
Yes.
Do you think we could get Volro to contact
Professor
him?
Fainwell.
Told you.
Xander, did you go to school at the academy?
They know
I did
Lauren.
not.
Damn it!
Do you think he would give us a help?
I think so. He was working with Volro. And
we
we
maybe
seemed
the
very
travel.
excited when we were
We can
working
have-
on similar
Lorian
things.
Fainwell?
Yeah, Fainwell.
If we could trust him, then perhaps that's a way in.
I'll go ask him.
Volro trusted
boy.
him to some degree.
It's true. So there's a potential in.
Well, if Balro trusted him, that's good enough for me.
Woldrow did mention that he was on his way out back to the Central Canyon. He was always like taking it a bit slow because he wanted to lay low.
Volro Yeah, he said he
He
was
thought
laying
somebody
low
was
in the
following
west
him,
wall.
right? But he was
Volro
coming
did.
in. Yeah,
I'm talking
Woldrow.
about the guy.
But it is likely that, like, when you were looking for a point of contact for Woldrow, he sent you there.
Yes,
He
correct.
Woldrow might be going back there.
Yeah,
himself
we
as
just
well.
don't know what his timeline is.
Correct.
Perhaps we can reach out to this Fainwell. I do think that they would potentially help even if we don't give them the full extent of what we're looking to do, if it's just enough to get access into the academy.
It's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, because he was like studying all kinds of shit. Redholm and Karis and all this other stuff.
He was also smelly.
You write that down?
Yeah.
Nice.
I thought it was important.
Yeah, perhaps that's who we can reach out to first thing in the morning. See about them helping us get access. Potentially what we may be able to do is use Professor Fainwell to get our group in while Theo goes in alone at the same time.
And then we meet up.
That way they, or close enough that they don't think that we're associated with
Zero,
him.
group 1.
Because if Garnette has eyes at the door and sees you come in at the same time as us, that could also be a tell.
Mm-hmm.
But if you go in moments before us and then we come in after, maybe they think we're following you and not actually with you.
Or maybe even after, if I go in after.
Or after,
You will.
yes.
Because then it could very well be that I'm on your trail. That
Yes,
we were talking
that
about
actually
before.
is probably...
But what are we doing at the academy? Are we just gonna barge in and kill Garnette in there?
that may be
could
up
be
to
a
her.
possibility, yeah.
We don't know if she's even going to be
Now,
there.
back up a little bit. Let's say this all works out, we get in. Are you saying that the academy might be preventing us from using any sort of our skills that we have in there, or is there only certain areas?
Is it illusory things?
Yeah.
Generally, there's, let's just say, within the academy, students train on all sorts of magic, so there isn't any blanket restrictions on arcane practice therein. But if you're performing something suspicious, like gaining entry to an area where you are not allowed, that would probably be frowned upon. I've seen students get expelled and potentially arrested and thrown out.
In a similar vein, is there anything that you can tell us about Lady Garnette that we should watch out for? Be prepared for?
It's incredibly powerful.
But what level and HP?
Yeah, give her stats.
Yeah.
She has a way with words. She can twist your minds and make you do things that you do
You're
not
fucked.
necessarily want to do.
Maybe I'll think about an infusion that could help you with your mind instead of your hands.
Wisdom?
She's
Can you make earplugs? Everybody?
the feeling that I've got from every time that I've seen her use her abilities is that she has always been holding back.
Oh,
So
that's
it's hard for me to tell. But it is clear that I've never seen her use her fullest ability. Now,
Maybe we could use that to our advantage, though.
I don't know why that might be.
You still have that locking mechanism thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We both have manacles.
We do have a couple manticores. That can help.
That would
Pretty
be
sure
cool.
they keep
Pocket
one trapped
network.
at the academy in case
that,
you're wondering.
Oh shit.
I think they
The
study
little
the
switch.
needles for.
Okay, so
venomous
first plan is
toxins.
break out a manticle.
Domesticate it.
Yeah.
Then,
And then ride it into battle. I will ride it into battle.
We'll name it Jen.
There are a lot of
The name
rumors
discontinues.
about things that are at the academy. I would recommend not to delve too deep into them.
It's too late. I'm already curious.
I can tell you more about the academy if you'd like.
Yes, please.
if it will
Do you
help.
know where Lady Garnette's chambers are there?
No. There's several departments. There's several buildings.
It's possible Fainwell knows. I don't know how
Sure.
well the...
Well, where were you asked to meet her, or told to meet her?
I was told to go to the academy administration near the entrance, and someone would probably come to get me, I would assume. Or maybe they would have something there for me to pick up, and that would tell me where to go, I'm assuming. Everybody has to go there to get some access to the rest of the academy, and potentially even only be allowed access to certain places. Yes, there's several departments, each of them focusing on different schools of magic. I myself spent most of my studies in the Department of Alchemy and Transmutation.
Well, she.
Of course,
like,
I was only there attempting to get closer to Lady Garnette, who was in the Department of Necrology and Anthropic Studies.
Yeah, do you know anything about the chronomancy or any wards that might study that inside? Do you know where her field is located in the school?
I'm sure there's some sort of a way to find that. All of the departments have mostly different buildings and different areas of the academy that they practice in.
Well, we at least know what she's interested in. So if I had to guess that she had some sort of chambers, it would probably be in those areas. Unless she thinks we think we would know that, so she'd be in the opposite. But then she
Also
might
the
know that
most-
we knew that, so she might go back.
The most high-ranking and sort of considered the most important department of the academy is the Department of Arcane Theory and Spellcraft. Professor Phaedron is renowned and incredibly capable.
What was that sector called? Arcane what?
Arcane Theory and Spellcraft.
Is this someone we need to worry about, or
I would say he is probably the most powerful man in the city.
Oh boy.
Possibly, well, knowing now that this timekeeper thing exists, that changes a few things of my understanding of the power levels in the city. The university is filled with very capable mages. The heads of all of the departments are quite powerful. They form the Prismatic Council. That's the ruling body of the city. They're
Sorry, what was the professor's name?
the head of the Department of Arcane Theory, Professor Azarius Phaedron.
Okay.
F-A...
F-E-Y
Damn it! F-E-Y...
Faye?
D-R-E-N.
Oh,
Yeah, but Faye is not like that, and... Damn it!
What's first name again?
Azarius. A-Z-A-R-I-U-S. Or R-I-A-S. Sorry. I'm spelling Azorius instead.
I was like, wondering.
Azarius.
Yes.
I just wanted to double check, but are you familiar with these? And I'm holding up specifically the shackles that we got from that Lady Garnette was using. She had these on a few individuals.
Yeah, those are responsible for keeping people silenced and their magics hidden at bay, or away from magic, essentially.
I'd like to use these on Lady Garnette if possible, but do you think
Got it?
that would be
That-
feasible?
It could be possible. Do you have the keystone thing for them? Once you get it on someone, you need to press this against the stone on the base of it in order to engage it.
Good to know. It's not just
What would the range be
It's not
for
just-
activating it?
Touch. You need to touch it.
Well, it's like we're putting it on at the same time.
Yeah.
Well, once it's around them, then you tap that.
Yeah.
And then activate.
But you gotta put it on tap.
Does Lady Garnette have like a hairstylist or like a hairdresser? Because if she's due for a haircut, I could pretend to be the hairdresser, get up real close to her and get,
Her
things-
hair looked pretty
Oh,
good.
you can
when
make
we
yourself
saw her.
look like a hairdresser. Go ahead.
I can make myself look like anybody, but I'm just thinking a hairdresser would be hands-on real close and then put the shackles on real quick.
She is a very paranoid individual as well, so
Weird.
I would not recommend that personally. Though I think we could, the plan that you put together to at least gain access to the academy and track down where she is could work.
Let's go. We did it.
All right,
Step
we don't
one
need to
is-
sleep. We can just go now.
Step one, plan complete.
Under the cover of darkness.
That's the name of the episode.
And if it doesn't go
Then we
well,
went to
And
bed.
then we go
I'll
to
ask for a haircut.
Okay, so we've gotten in. Us and Theo. What next? Let's say that they do know where they are. Do we just knock on her front door? Do we kick it down and say, stop right
Stop
there?
that.
What are...
Well, step one, we got that one down.
Sure.
That's good. Huh.
If we get in the room, how do we ensure that it's not super trapped or Should we consider those, or just kind of walk in and hope we don't step in an arcane thing that cuts our foot off?
Well, we could use detect magic, but it would probably
Light up the
light
whole
up.
place.
Yeah.
It might
Using
have all of us
black
as
light
well.
and
Pretty sure everybody's carrying some magical things now. It'd probably light everything up. Or is it kind
I
of...
doubt that. Maybe it's a wild assumption. It's just that an academy would be booby trapped like that. But
Depends if
I don't
she's
know magic
expecting
folk.
guests or not. If she thinks she's hidden away, she might not worry about having her own chambers. Especially if she's in it now. If she's leaving it, maybe she sets traps, but this kind of gets the feeling that once we're actually face to face with her, this might be kind of a... I've heard this term from the youth, YOLO.
it sounds like we should still be able to, it's maybe like your other point, once we're in the academy, we can use, what was the invisibility dust?
Dust of disappearance.
Dust of disappearance, if needed. Maybe take a bit more time with our actions.
And if it's really bad,
It does only last for like 10 minutes, so it's not the longest, but for 10 rounds, I can't remember. Something like that.
I
I'll read
think-
it later.
Some of this, I think, is going to be acting a bit on.
Impulse.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to have time to plan it all out and figure out what our next steps are. She's already ahead of us.
I think the DM's messaging me once.
No, I would tell you.
Correct, but it should be good to remember what we have.
One day.
Correct.
Yeah.
I think the only, like, she may not even be there, but perhaps if
Sure.
we can find her room or chambers, then we might give a clue or indication of where to go next. But if she is there and there's a confrontation, there's infinite different ways that it could go down. The one beyond just us having to fight her here and there, I am wondering if she would try to pull a move to turn us into the academy, get this Phaedron, if he's even there. I don't know how much weight her word carries there, but would the academy raise up to defend her if she made them believe that we were, like, obviously you've worked with her, but it's a bit of your word against hers. If, like, what proof do we have that she is doing these things?
Wasn't she? I thought. Sorry, maybe put her talk. Was she banished from the city? But she made her way
She
back.
was.
In the other
Yes.
time, right? Or is it this timeline?
Technically also in this time.
Oh,
She
okay.
was banished.
Yeah.
But she... Player talk. She was banished, but the forces keeping her out of the city may not be as strong anymore. Because
Okay, so
Even
she
if
was still left the city, vanished for some reason. You don't know exactly why she left. Theo followed her. They went to Marinovan. They found you. They gave the contract. All of that stuff happened.
So let's just say that she isn't in the best position with them. That's great. But if she tries to get them on her side, if we can get her talking, similar to what we did with Galadriel. What was his name?
Galar?
Galar?
That's the one. I can record him talking, so we have proof. If we can get her talking about something she did, whether it's the boy, the contract, her plans with Karis, whatever it might be, I can record that, and we can use it against her.
I mean, Theo, you attended the academy, right? How tight knit is that group?
Honestly, it varies. There's some research groups and some mages that are very close friends and allies, and some that are very hyper-competitive and will do anything to get ahead.
Did Lady Garnette had any particular alliances like that you can think?
I know the head professor for the Department of Necrology, Professor Zivan Vesh. Vesh was... I don't think he had any ill will towards her. I don't know if they were close or not, but as far as I know, He has been the head professor there for a very long time. And if she was allowed to gain access back into the city, and had something to do with that department, he probably knows about it and is okay with it. That's the only thing I can think of.
Also, that environment also brews enmities and rivalries. Did she have any rival professors there?
Not that I know.
Did she have any relationships that you knew of?
Not that I know.
Does she have any other people that turn into giant flame avatars? That's a yes.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Destiny die. Natural 20. I don't know what it means. Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
He has 20 allies that turn into flame.
There was a student who once came and visited us in Schema. I think it was potentially a protege or something of hers.
That'd be crazy though, am I right?
Her name was Margrave. Selena Margrave. I believe she was a young student at the academy, and now that I'm thinking back on it, I think she might have come and paid a visit. I wasn't at the mansion or manor. I don't remember what it was. Her home
Do
in
I
Schema.
recognize Selena Margrave?
On a natural 20, you remember at the Artificer Academy,
Yeah.
a group of exchange students that had come from Silthia to study there. And one of them was a very, very, very pale-skinned goth girl who you immediately had a crush on. That's up to you. I'm just putting that out there.
Wait, old him?
And that might be why you remember her. For some reason, she just stuck out in your mind. Her appearance was very stark. Like, she was very stern, very disciplined, very methodical about all of her study and her research, and she was incredibly smart. That's what you remember of
The
her.
one that got away.
Very pale skin, long dark hair.
Wow.
Is she a vampire?
You remember her just based on like her
And
appearance.
what did he say in relation to, like, she could be here? She could
I
be
think
here?
she visited and spoke to Garnett in Schema. Is the only thing. I
Oh,
can
so when you guys were in Schema.
potentially.
Hmm.
But you know that like they were only there as like exchange students, and now
Students, so
they've left, so they probably
be
came
here.
back here. Maybe
Interesting.
she had very unnervingly stern and like was always very much angry at everything.
That's what
So,
turned me
yeah.
on the most. I share all that.
She was pale, but not like.
Did she look like Kelthier? Because that's what turned me on the most.
Actually, kind of close in some ways. Yes.
Oh, God.
Black eyes?
No black eyes.
Okay.
Oh,
You have a daughter.
yeah.
Yeah. Wait a minute. That's my daughter's name.
But she did dress it all the time,
No.
which was very noticeable in
This
Schema
sounds
because
like our-
the artificers
That's
all
probably
just
what
wore
they know.
black or purple.
Yeah,
It sounds like our DM's
Younger.
fantasy.
I wish.
Yeah. So she could be back. She could be at the school.
So this could be like a meet cute as well then.
True. Netflix and chill.
I just want to double check, Xander. We have a fairly decent personal connection with what's going on, and I think we understand the dire consequences of the risks that we're taking. Are you sure that you want to go after these individuals?
Lady Garnett's the only one I can ask about where she may have kept captive of my rest of my sect, so I believe my path forward is clear.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure.
can certainly use the extra help, especially if she is as potentially powerful as Theo says.
Well, I think we can, unless there's something else that somebody has with a concrete idea. I think at this point we're just going to have to take a risk on it, and Fainwell might give more information. We don't have the entire picture just yet. But
It's hard to plan without knowing if we can even get inside.
But if we're able to get the professor to get us inside, one, we kind of need him to get in there, and two,
Worst comes to worst, we do the rim job ring and get the fuck out.
just go to the fireplace. Or we all apply.
We
to
have
the
a ring
academy.
that's called a rim job ring, where if you rim the edge like 3 times, you get teleported to the fire plane.
Right there.
Your sword up there, right there.
Right there.
Yeah, that ring.
Looks like
So
a
it's-
ring pop.
We weirdly are treating it as an escape.
Yeah. We've threatened to use that.
Escape into what? I don't quite
How
know.
hard could it be to get into the
Like-
academy?
So
Okay, that's the last word.
I think that's first things first. We need a good night's sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Then we make our way to, or message
Fainwell.
Fainwell in the morning. I could reach out to Selena and just say, "Hey, girl."
If she's in cahoots with
Remember
Garnett,
me?
that could be suspicious. Since
Yeah,
Garnett
but I could
knows
just
that
be like,
go up and think about you.
I've traveled all this way.
Yeah.
I know
But she was in schema.
That might come off stalkerish if I'm like, I've come all this way just to see you.
Question. Ray is Orca as well, but like, is it the Selena
Not going.
in this timeline that you
What do you
were in
mean?
love with?
But memories are
Oh,
starting to.
I'm one now,
It
baby.
still doesn't change anything. It could have been the Selena from the other one.
I'm all one now, dude. I have
So
no
be
idea.
be prepared, baby, to show off your Riz.
I will work on that tonight.
Wait, so we get the professor, we get inside. We also have Selena.
Oh, I don't think I'm actually gonna message
I don't
Selena.
think it sounds like she's in schema, so I don't.
No,
Let's try to shoot a
no,
shot.
She was
No,
in schema when
she
I was
in
a
schema as a
student.
foreign exchange student, but this was when he was a student.
So
But
she
left
probably
and
came back to Silthia.
potentially here. She spent a term in schema.
I think you misunderstood when I asked that.
Oh.
Because
Right.
you said she met with Garnett, and I
Yes.
said when you were in schema, and you were like, "Yep."
Yes.
So you saw her there and again here?
Yeah.
Oh, I
No.
did not get that.
Let's rewind back.
There is no Selena.
So
I interrupt.
he remembers
No,
from his
that
time in school,
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
I don't care about
Selena,
that.
who was a student at
Yes.
the academy.
She was a protege
Yes.
Yeah.
at the
Hot
academy.
as fuck.
Yes, but
Um,
she met with Lady Garnett.
She met with Lady Garnett
And
In
she was
schema.
hot. And
Okay.
She was very
Yes.
hot.
Pimple
Okay.
boobs.
Yeah.
back a while back.
Just
And then her
like
term
that.
finished,
Okay,
and she potentially returned back here.
Pickle
okay, that I did not hear.
Oh,
That
And-
was
boobs.
Pimple boobs.
After her term finished, she would have come back here.
But
Nobody
he's just
knows
a
that
boob.
she's actually here.
Yeah,
that's just
that's
us connection
speculation.
that he recalls now as like a student from Silthia who came to visit her when Teddy was
We have
with
no
them.
idea.
Theo.
Sure.
Don't you dare.
That's Selena may not be here.
The information we have is he saw her a long time ago in schema. That's it.
That is a connection to someone from Silthia.
We're
Hey,
onto
that's
something.
better than what we have.
Is it?
She also
You know who
never
else saw
talked
her
to
in
me.
schema? Us.
You're not wrong.
That's what natural 20s get you there.
So hang on. Okay, we get
Well,
into
Caltech.
the academy.
Yeah.
We get some recording device, and then we just
No,
walk up
I
to
have it right
Garnett,
here.
and then we say, "Tell us all
No,
your
no.
secrets."
No. I'm saying we get into the academy,
Yeah.
try to find her,
Uh huh.
see what happens next. If she tries to use the academy against us, I can record anything she says to us to try and get us out of that. It's
Okay.
not a guarantee she's going to say anything, but similar to Galarin, if he was like, "I'm going to cause a fucking uprising," and I was like, "God, you bitch."
Yeah. Okay.
So the ultimate goal is to stop her.
Yes.
Okay.
Shut down whatever
That
it is
idea
she's
just
doing.
the recording just came from in case she tries to use the school against us.
Right now,
Well,
all we know
people
is
tell their hairdressers everything.
Exactly.
So
Maybe you should
I
be
think
a
magic
hairdresser.
users don't have much use for hairdressers.
It's because you don't have hair. You wouldn't know.
Miller actually like snickers and laughs at that a little bit before touching herself.
I got like 3.
Starts going like this with his eyebrows.
Wait, you have eyebrows?
I actually didn't know you had
They're
Oh
like
yeah, I
white.
thought you were like
They're
Yeah.
like
no hair
Yeah.
at all.
No.
You need to look at your art again. It's
What-
been so long since the stream has had our art.
What are we gonna call Plan B? Because it kind of feels like we're just getting in there and then winging it.
Because that's all we
That
have,
is the
really.
plan.
Okay, I'm just making sure we're on the same
Step
page.
1 and possibly the plan is
Yeah.
get into the academy and find her.
Okay.
If we can't even get into the academy, then the finding her fails short.
That's
Okay.
why I was bringing up the risks and dire
Yeah.
consequences. We have no idea what's going to happen in there.
So
And
we get in and we.
That's
see
also
what-
why we
what
asked
we're feeling.
Arkmare.
we don't
if
really
he's
have much
okay
to go
with-
off of, and we don't have the time to try to plan out.
We
anything.
need to do this before.
No,
she
there's no
possibly
concrete plan.
leaves.
We're just
Can you-
trying to be aware of what we have.
Yeah,
ready
all the
at our
different
disposal.
possibilities.
Um,
Maybe we walk in and she's like, "You want my broom?"
And then it explodes.
Exactly.
It would.
Can you
No, but
still,
that is a possibility. Let's write it down.
can you still send messages today?
I can.
Essentially.
What if we ask Shay?
Oh shit! I can't send a message.
She
that
was
far.
a student at the academy, and
Oh.
she said that she was number 1 or
Fuck,
whatever
that's
the
good.
fuck. And
What's the?
maybe ask her if she can get us a connection, some help.
Does she know
or-
anybody?
Does she
Can
know
she turn
anybody?
into a bat and meet us here?
Can she get us in? Maybe I
we
don't
can
know.
try asking. That sounds like a deeper conversation that I don't have enough spell slots to keep going back
Do we
and
need to
forth
call?
on.
Do we call that Plan B? Because we do have that professor already that we can.
It could be a good plan. Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that we still have to, as much as I want to trust Shay, she is still connected to Karis.
I trust her 100%.
And Karis seems to be able to control her if needed.
That is true.
So
Maybe
anything
that's a
we
good
tell
plan,
her, we
maybe.
have to be very careful.
Let's try and use that if we get completely shut out from the
Now.
academy.
It could just be, hey, we're trying to get into the academy. Can you help? Don't need to say Garnett or Karis is involved in any way.
Alright.
Yeah, do it now.
Do it.
Well, she's probably awake at night.
She probably just woke up. Yeah, I'm gonna try sending a message and just see if there's anything.
Ask her about her sex dungeon.
How's
Hey,
your
baby
sex
girl.
life?
Say big one says hi.
How's
Is that
violin
spear
coming
still
along?
there?
She was trying to learn violin, right? Wasn't she? She was trying to learn
I
something.
think she was. She was
Yeah.
bad at it, yes.
I remember.
But she wasn't very good at
Right,
it.
was
Yeah.
also shit.
Tell Gregor I said hi.
Yeah.
Make an intelligence saving throw to see if you remember something in particular.
Oh shit.
Hold on. Oh no! If you're just gonna tell me,
Intelligence saving throw?
Oh.
12.
The thing. Flash of genius plus 4.
That's
Damn it! I saw him
That's
thinking though.
This is just from me. Is like, is your character smart enough to remember this
Nah, you're
particular thing?
stupid, basically.
Idiot.
She probably didn't even go to the school.
She can't leave the estate. We know that. She wants to take down Karis.
Oh, flip right to that
Her
page.
sire.
She was part of the music academy.
Wait, what was the compass she gave me
Loves
again?
all sorts of arts. Music academy.
Apparently she
class.
gave me an arrowhead compass. I
That
can't remember what it
brings
does.
you. Doesn't it bring you to the manor?
Is that what it was?
I think
Does it
so, yeah.
bring her back there? Okay.
It was how to get to the manor.
Gotcha.
And actually, now that you think about it, very similar in design to what they use in Silthia, the waystone
Yeah, it makes
things.
sense now.
Yep.
Is this the St. Crawford Academy?
Yes.
Yep.
Did she
So she's-
particularly
she's
ask
that-
us to find someone knowledgeable of demons and devils?
Yeah, she studied there.
That was about that.
Right.
That's specifically to try to help stop Karis,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe, but she asked us to find someone knowledgeable about that. But maybe, she pointed us to someone else to help us find that person too.
From Silthia, Synchronic Academy, 200 to 300 years ago.
Yep.
Is that what you're trying to get me to remember?
Yep.
That long ago.
Yeah, but I mean,
There's
like,
people that
gnomes-
live that old.
gnomes, elves, dwarves,
Yeah.
they all live that long.
Maybe the
True.
professor.
It's true.
Maybe they've changed.
Was
the...
Hawkerl a gnome, elf, or dwarf?
No.
Well, was she an elephant?
No.
Oh,
She looked vaguely humanoid.
let's go.
Pretty much like all the other humans that you've seen, just very, very pale.
Let's go.
I'm still gonna try sending a message,
Mhm.
just in case.
Any secrets she may have back doors.
Shay, we're trying to get into the Synchronic Academy. Could really use anything you can think of. Anybody who may be able to give us access, or any other way to get in. I don't know how many words, but I don't have a lot.
Oh, hello. The Academy. I remember you all being interested about it. Roll a d20 for me.
Destiny die.
I don't have my...
Here. It already rolled 1d20. Come on, motherfucker.
17.
Okay. I had a friend who I believe is still alive and quite high up in the ranks.
Lady Garnette.
Oh, we know her.
He went by his name is Vesh, Zivan Vesh.
Oh, necropotent guy.
Okay.
That professor.
Z what?
Zivan Vesh.
The guy that may.
Zivanvesh.
One more time. Zed.
Zivan.
He's like the headmaster of the
That is the same name that
Zivan what?
Vesh. Vesh.
Zavon Vesh.
Zivian Lish.
He is what?
He is the head of the
The
He's the
Department
head
of
of the
Necrology.
department.
Would make
that-
sense that he's alive
and
forever.
Necrotic work.
Yeah, so he was saying if anybody in the school would know that she was back after being exiled, it might be him.
Head of
But that not,
Necrology.
he didn't say that he'd be working with Garnett. He just might know.
She doesn't know that.
Yeah.
Also, Shay went there a long time
Yeah,
ago.
I just mean like
so-
when he told us about
Yeah,
Sivan
yeah, yeah.
Vesh, he just said
Okay.
he might know she's in the city.
You do see him. Don't mention me. I'm supposed to be dead.
Technically-
That was the check that I was
She is.
going to
Technically,
make.
she is dead.
And technically, she's dead.
Don't mention Shay. First rule about Shay. Don't talk about Shay.
That's fight.
Oh, but it's her
Insulty in
sex
particular.
club. Rule number 1: don't talk about the sex club.
Oh my god.
Alright, then I'll just... Interestingly
Is she
enough,
Tyler Durden?
she did...
She's
I-
got heart-shaped nipples, by the way. There's her. Sex dungeon this way. I don't know. He described her like that.
That's not at all true.
She did provide the name Zivan Vesh, which we know as...
He's the head professor of the Department of Necrology and Entropic Studies.
So we don't want the dead woman to be known to this head of necrology.
Yeah, it's a little weird, eh?
Well, as far as most people are concerned, Shay is dead.
Yeah, but you think a guy who studies dead things would want to know about a dead thing?
Probably, but...
Oh, maybe he tried to study her.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
That's creepy.
It's not just necrology.
Oh shit.
So unfortunately,
Oh, no.
I don't know how much...
Zivan Vesh is a freak.
Dead body, you say? No.
It was a long time ago that she was here as well. So, unfortunately, may not be able to lend us too much aid.
Another possible point of contact inside the academy, though, if things go tits up. That could be
Remember
fun to
Shay.
see.
Do this for Shay.
She's still alive.
Any
You
other?
get a message in your head.
Let me check my DMs real quick.
Fuck. And it leads on what we talked about in the past.
What are we talking
Do I have to remember specifically? Is it the go and find out more about, or specifically stopping?
More specifically, the thing that was like, she was very much like, oh, something about Karis is what keeps her in his control. And she was like, go find that thing and break it. So then I'm free and I can help you. Essentially.
The Horcruxes.
It's probably like lungs inside of a jar or something.
We are about to go into freaking Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We need a Marauders map.
Unfortunately, not much has been gained on that front. However, we are following leads that will lead to more about Karis soon.
You don't get any reply.
Now, here's a
I replied
crazy
to her.
thing.
Yep.
I can make us a map that when it's carried, it leaves a full trace of where they went. Could we give it to Theo, have him find where Lady Garnette is? The map will write down everything we need, and then we follow said map.
That is like a murder.
I can actually make it.
Damn.
I guess if we're
But that would maybe take too much time because we want to be quick about this.
I'm not sure if how much trouble we'll get once we're past the
It could just be
entrance.
like a sign that says Lady Garnette's
Yeah,
this
just go
way.
that
And
way.
we just go that way. It could be on a door that says Professor
If
Lady
we're
Garnette.
with a professor and the professor is leading us, so I don't know if that's going to gain much attention. I think if anything, it would be if we get to her and she's there. That's where
Maybe
Yeah.
we get there and she's in the lobby.
maybe.
Yes, there's still a lot of unknowns, so
She could be lecturing your class.
I'm just trying to think of any more anything obvious, red flags, things.
I think it's foolproof.
Yeah. Do you need to turn off your sword?
Oh yeah,
Might
that'd be
draw
great.
some attention.
It's very handy for cooking earlier.
Yeah, so how are you cooking the mushrooms?
Just a
I'm
skewer.
just gonna imagine we're all sitting there. He's just holding it off to the side because it's on fire. Like, I don't know what to do about this.
I'm gonna just put it down.
Oh, no.
Well, shall we turn in for the night?
I
This
think
is gonna be a tough task.
get a good night's rest and prepare for what may come to us tomorrow.
Does anyone have identify?
Yes, I think he does too.
Well, I don't think so.
Then yes, I do.
Like identify object?
Yep, I do. I can do it 3 times today.
Oh.
I don't know how. Does identify only like the spell? Does it only identify one thing, or does it cast identify and I can use it on multiple things?
But I have no idea.
Let me read it. It's a ritual
spell
cast.
I think it's
You touch an
one,
object if the object is magic.
I mean, if it's ritual, you
like-
can just literally take the
Yeah.
time
Yeah,
and do it
yeah,
infinitely.
so I can just do it.
That's
but-
fine.
Yeah,
Run out of
ritual
time.
casting.
I can do it 3 times with spells, and then I can ritual cast it.
Sweet.
Would you like? Could I identify your sword to see if there is an on-off switch? Do
Sure.
you know what it is?
No.
Okay. Well, then I will. Whoever needs identifying, this might be a good time again. We are
Alright.
going into potentially the hardest battle of our lives.
I got my necklace.
Yep. Money, please. Everybody send whatever you need, and I will spend the first little bit identifying what I can about said objects.
I don't have any.
What are you?
So I'll do
What's
a
that?
sword. I don't
Okay.
know if is there anything in the sword that says how to switch it on and off.
It is a +1 sword of a flame tongue sword.
Yeah.
+1. It does have a command word. It's ignovum to
Just
turn
say
it on
off.
and off.
Yeah.
Okay.
Say that word and then
Ignovum.
ignore them. There you go.
Yeah.
Like
Turn.
ignite? Is that a real word? Is that Latin?
Maybe, I don't know.
So it's a beautiful sword, but you can certainly turn it off and on.
Sweet.
I will do his.
He's like, I
necklace.
prefer on at all times.
Are you handing him the necklace?
I
I'm actually just curious, what do you do? Like, you pull the necklace out of your pocket.
Yeah.
It feels warm to the touch.
Yeah.
You give it to the big one. Which
Yeah.
way is facing up?
Which way is facing
Yeah,
up?
you give it to him facing down or facing up? Which necklace is this? Let's just clarify.
The eye one?
Okay, which way is facing up?
Well, it was still covered with the cloak,
Okay.
but yeah, I was just handing it to him.
Uh-oh.
Then roll a die to see which way is facing up when you unravel it from the cloak.
All right,
Odds, it's the eye facing up. Evens, it's the back facing up.
it's even.
Okay, so it's face
Back
down.
facing up. Oh.
It's just that you just see it like almost like an oval metal, like gold metal.
Yeah, see,
you
coming
touch
from
it
the
from
DM
the-
to a player, would I not just be like, as a character, be like,
You,
what is
you probably would. You touch the
like
back.
I need to identify something.
Yeah.
Like, what is this?
You-
Let's be honest here. As a player, I'm like, this sounds sketchy as
Exactly.
fuck, but I feel like I'd be like, oh, thanks.
Well, I would have told you though. I've covered it up because of the eye.
You touch the back of it, and it feels ice cold.
God
It
damn.
was warm for him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, I thought you said one side felt cold to me, one side felt hot.
Yes, the
Oh,
side that you
okay.
were holding face down, that felt hot.
Because the eye was face
Yeah.
down.
Is it Papa watching you?
Potentially.
Where does
As you flip it
come
over,
from? Where does
Yeah.
this
roll a
come
wisdom saving
It's
throw.
like in Garnett's stuff, right?
Is
that where it
this
Wait, you're still flipping it over
a-
after I told you? That was like,
Can I identify it while it's facing down? Because if he
No,
told
you probably would need to be
Okay,
able to
so
at least
I
feel-
will say
Yeah.
I don't think I can without properly inspecting it. I can't. Is it okay if I flip it? Do you know what happens?
I don't, but we may need to just be wary, prepared
Then I won't.
to look out for
I
you.
mean, logically, if I'm going to identify it, I need to flip it.
Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Is this some sort of charm thing or something?
Not exactly, no.
What's
Do
this
I
in
get
It is a
advantage?
magical effect.
Do I get
Yeah.
advantage
Is this
on
in
it?
Garnette's
What is
Yeah.
what would give it advantage?
Blocks it Serenity?
What does that say?
Wait, can I give him Bardic Inspiration? I think that maybe help. I don't know if that was the wisdom saving throw. Let me see.
I gotta find it.
I can give him a bag of flour.
Oh no. It's
Bardic
not
Inspiration
working.
adds roll its total, potentially turning a failure into a
I have something. He
success.
doesn't.
Fails a D20 test, they can roll the Bardic Inspiration die and add the number.
See it
to the
on,
roll total.
Like D&D Beyond's not letting
Bardic
shit.
Inspiration, you got it.
Okay, that's fine.
It's a D6.
Thought it'd be under species traits, but the only it looks like it's broken because there's another line of text that I can't scroll up. Whatever, it's fine. I don't need it.
Well, if I see something starting to happen such that
Yeah, I'll-
he's taking effect, then I will.
As soon as he turns it over, he was like in the middle of saying something, and as soon as he turns it over, you do see him like almost like get lost a
Something
little
is
bit.
happening.
It is clear
Well,
that something is
okay,
happening.
then I'll like,
Within
gesture
the
You're
with
giving me
the
bardic
arrow.
inspiration.
Yep.
What is that?
1d6.
and you get advantage because
Ah.
my idol.
Wisdom, you say? It's just a straight roll. It's a 17.
So lots of serenity is advantage to saving throws against being charmed or frightened.
There you go.
This is neither of them.
Okay.
A 17, you do succeed. You feel this presence almost like chill you to the bone. You feel ice cold immediately as it like passes over you, and you feel something probing into your mind, and you have a little bit of a headache, but you are able to push it back and twist your eyes away from the eye on the surface of this. You feel something looking back at you through this amulet.
Do I see this, like, we just see this happening?
You just see this happen as he like is like a little wincing and then like turns away and he's like shivering a little.
Can I quickly just take, I don't know, if I'm imagining the cloak is still kind of there, but I want to just, like, cover it up again.
Did I identify anything?
That's an interesting question. Just roll your spellcasting ability modifier. So like your intelligence, like your full, like as though
Yeah.
you were casting a spell, like your
Okay,
spell
so plus-
modifier.
+4. Is it just intelligence? How does it? Because I
If
have
you go like under spells at the top. it says
just the
skills.
modifier one. 12.
You gather just from holding it in this presence, I'm like invading into your mind. You don't gather what all the amulet can do, but you can sense that it is something that, like, some entity or something is either looking through it or there's some way of communicating through it.
Yeah.
It's not quite as simple as just like an amulet that has an ability. It almost like connects you.
This might
It's a volunteer.
not be
Yep.
great to have out and about. I think something is watching you or us.
I suspected it might be that way. That's why I've kept it covered.
Yes, it tried to tingle my mind.
Theo, have you? I forget. Theo, have you seen this?
He told you last time he's seen her once put it on. With it on,
She
it
looked more demonic or something.
heightened her like
That's
demonic
what it was.
abilities
Yes.
to the point where she seemed almost like feral in some ways.
So cool.
And he during that like saw her like muttering and almost like speaking to something or someone.
Mm,
Papa,
You could embrace your feral side.
thank you.
is there anything else you need identifying? Did we get anything else that people want me to look at? Does everybody remember their gifts that I gave them?
Give me stone.
You got the thing, you got the thing, you got the thing, and you got the thing. You just got a bag of them.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I knew that.
Just tempted to put it on with the cloak kind of draped over the top.
Oh yeah. I suppose this one's for you. And I give it to me, Lyra.
Oh,
Yes.
Big one made it.
I just figured if you do have to go off and see some stuff about Karis, we have a direct link now instead of burning spell slots or.
Thank you. How does this work?
You rub it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Speak
You
into it, and I will be
And
able to
then it
read on the
actually
other side. She would probably. know how
She
it works.
laughs.
She
Puts
knows
it-
how it works. Alright.
Well,
I mean, I can take first watch. I know you normally say you don't need it, but is tonight the night that you should probably get a full
I usually do
meditation?
most evenings.
I think you and I need to get some
We
rest.
should probably
Yes,
get the
you
most
too.
rest.
You should definitely rest. You as well.
Yes, a proper bed would be nice.
Okay. Then I'm going to go to sleep.
Me too.
So you all split up and head upstairs. There are enough rooms here with individual beds for you all to go and tuck yourself in. Theo just decides to camp out here as well, potentially joining whoever's keeping watch at the start of the night to start off with.
I'll stay.
May is exhausted and she just goes upstairs, like sees you meditating here.
I'm not meditating yet.
But you setting up potentially here.
Yeah, I just wanted to before she was.
Tyler, what room you'll be in?
Yeah, you can just slide the card. About what we discussed of
The room with the sun
going
on
back
it.
to Lindholm. Tomorrow, we're probably going to be going to discover what we can about Garnette, which means we might not know for certain if Karis is here yet. Promise me you won't leave this place until we have word that he is here.
Already roll an insight check. She is slipping out at
Roll a
night.
persuasion check.
She is slipping out at night. From my top
If
bunk,
anything, that she
you
almost
just hear
feels like,
flush it to
You have advantage.
I was gonna say disadvantage because he's like bad at telling her what to do.
Yeah, but you mean it this time. Flash of genius from the top bunk.
Oh, no.
13.
Damn, you have a -1.
Yeah. Now roll an insight check.
Ah, shit.
That I do have advantage on. 25.
Okay. She's not convinced.
Weird.
She's probably going to try and leave tomorrow. But you know that much.
Yeah.
Yeah, with that role, you can tell that she's very conflicted. She wants to stay and help you, but she also thinks for herself that this is a really good opportunity.
Mhm.
And this might be the best opportunity she has of learning more about what Karis was up to.
Mhm.
And that to her is, in her mind, that's the most important thing because of her ties to Karis.
Yep. Look, I know what you're thinking. And at the end of the day, I can't stop you. But I don't want you rushing headfirst in there and having him be there to catch you. Use tomorrow to study up, think about what your plan is going to be. Perhaps even talk to, I don't even know if she can, but I'm going to say it anyways. Talk to Tisha, get what information you can.
Roll another persuasion check.
Let's go, baby. Not advantage, right?
No.
0.
Wow, 0 is awesome.
She says, I think I have a plan. Don't worry, I will be more careful. In fact, if there's a lesson that I've learned from how I got in this mess in the first place is to be more careful. I will probably reach out to Volro and meet up with him and see if he knows where Karis might actually be. If he is there, then I will stay here and be with him for a few
Alright.
days.
We're going to be reaching out to his acquaintance as well. But if you are able to...
And I also would like to make sure that he is okay and let him know of what has transpired and what we discussed.
Yes.
She seems a lot more formal in her tone, as you can tell. She's less casual as she was before. She seems to be more with your insight roll and with your passive insight. It seems like she's a little bit ticked off. But
I know for the past while the three of us have kind of gone our separate ways, but I think now's the time for us to stay connected. So if you do go and meet up with Volvo, please keep me informed on what's happening, and I will do the same for you.
I will.
We're all in this
Together.
I will see if I can, if I do end up going to Lebanon, I'll try to find somewhere in the vicinity where it's safe and begin some of our.
I just remember, I don't know if this was shared with you or not, but there may be some connection to the Fae realm with what's going on there. We had met with an Archfey who had apparently met Keris and spoke to him in the Fae realm about whatever's going on with Lindbanen. I don't know if that helps you in any way, but...
That could be useful.
What was his name? The Riddler?
The Weaver.
Or the Weaver?
The Riddler.
The Weaver of Riddles.
That's the one.
There you go.
He. That's interesting. That could be a potential way to try to avoid the Fae wherever possible, but it could be a potential way to have a safe haven with near the ruins. Yeah, I will try to find somewhere safe and establish somewhere where we can meet if you are to head that way in the future.
Specifically, Keris appeared out of darkness and asked the Weaver to work at the site. That's all I have.
I think for tonight I'm going to turn in. She walks upstairs and goes to a room.
She opens the door and the big one stands.
She goes to an unoccupied room.
You remind me of a student. I once knew.
Like out there?
Why am I picture? I'm picturing like big one like laying on the bed in like a kimono. That's like way too short.
Full Baldur's Gate mode.
Yeah.
Before Astrid goes to sleep, she's gonna go back up to the same room that she was in before, and then she's gonna like put Hoku down on the bed, and, like tuck him in, wait for him to kind of fall asleep, and then go over to the mirror that was not fully destroyed, but somewhere.
No, it was destroyed.
Okay.
The shards of the mirror are on the ground. There are no shards in the frame anymore. It was a small mirror. It wasn't a big one.
Okay. In that case, then she would have had to look around to see if she can find any other mirrors.
Funnily enough, no other mirrors in the tower.
God dang it.
But there are still shards of the mirror on the floor in your room.
Oh, okay. Yes, then I'll pick up one of those shards and
Okay.
have a look inside.
Make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh-oh.
This
In
party
danger.
never fucking learns, man. Jesus Christ.
You gotta touch everything. You gotta make sure.
10.
Big ass fight tomorrow with one of the hardest bosses. You're looking in the damn mirror.
Well.
You're gonna wake up covered in blood again. 72 points of damage.
You look in the mirror, and all you see staring back is your own eye.
That's what mirrors do.
And then your eye begins to
That is the purpose.
It begins
it begins to melt. The flesh around it, this is purely unintentional body horror. The flesh around it begins to rot, and worms begin to crawl out and across your eyelid. As your eye begins to flare this bright purple as the skin around it almost like decays and collapses and falls.
I drop the shard. And then
You take 24 points of psychic damage.
Oh wait, I am resistant to psychic.
You take 12 points of psychic damage.
Pimple appears.
I was gonna bring pop stuff. I feel my face.
Make a perception check for it.
I hope your eye is fucking permagon.
Maybe it's permanently purple.
Perception?
Yes.
You know what's crazy? As an artificer, I can make
14.
a fake eye.
The pocket watch that you took that is still in one of your pockets is spinning within its thing right now.
Oh, it's been a while.
You feel like a little bit of a vibration from your pocket.
Was the last time
Whoa.
before like freedom? Hold?
Well, that was long.
I feel like it's happened
It's
since
happened
then, but
recently.
Okay.
I take it out, open it.
Okay.
Just kidding, I don't
roll a wisdom saving throw.
The worst. You're the, he like throws like a little fucking piece of cheese on a wire. Like,
Well, that is what Astra would do. It's fine.
It is.
She's gonna drop and
Oh, that's
then
good.
24.
fail.
we're gonna wake up in the morning. You're gonna be dead because nobody's there to fucking
Yep.
revive you.
And then there's like
Hanging by the.
Yeah.
place to watch.
It's not attached to anything. It's just
Floating.
hanging.
You open it, and it sticks a little. Like you're not. It doesn't open as smoothly as like the past times that you opened it. But you like wrench it open a little bit, and you just hear in your mind a voice that says, "I don't think it's time for us to speak at this moment."
Do I recognize the voice? Is it my voice?
That is what you.
It's not time for this.
You feel almost as though, like, it's all in your head, but you feel like a cut, like a searing pain, just from like your clavicle down to your hip. As something just like grips into you and cuts a blade, almost like a searing hot cut right across your entire body.
I look.
Your body seems fine,
Okay.
but something is actively resisting your attempts to reach it at this moment. And you take 27 points of psychic damage, but halved because you succeeded, and then halved again because you have resistance to psychic. So that would be 14. That would be 7 points of psychic damage.
I'm going to bed.
But in the corner, you see.
On the bed, there's a button.
The one thing you do notice as you,
Definitely do not push.
as you look up from this and turn towards your bed, you thought Hoku was asleep.
Yeah.
Hoku's awake, and he's looking back at you.
Okay.
Just looking at spy.
He's probably blocking the. Okay.
He's a shit spy.
Dip his
We
balls
gotta
in.
tell Bobby what that is.
Yeah.
Okay. I crawl
Hoku's
into
a little
bed and
nasty
I
freak.
curl him up close to me.
It's strange. You have in the past had these conversations, you had these communications, but something about either moment, either what is around you, either where you are, either what. Something is stopping you from having any conversation with
Future.
future you at this moment. That's what you gather. You don't know exactly what it is, though.
It's past you.
You never know.
Sis.
Sis?
It's not you, it's your sister.
Big one.
Hi.
You just went up to
Just,
a room.
Yep.
Is there anything you're doing, or are you just
I
falling
don't
asleep?
think so. Just falling asleep.
Okay.
But there's a shard of a mirror on the
I'd
Yeah.
start. Just take off my pieces of armor. Just get ready for bed.
Time. You're keeping watch.
Keeping
Are you
watch.
also keeping watch, or okay? Astro had all of that happen to her. Arkmir, what are you doing?
No, I think I'm just gonna be resting. Probably nesting the necklace thing, but not like putting it on or unveiling it. You said, sorry, was it the the front side was warm though.
The front side
The eye.
is
Yeah.
warm,
And I can
and
feel it
actually, when
through-
you got it back from the big one, the front side was blazing hot.
Oh,
Because
The back side is ice cold.
ice cold.
Just beneath your pillow, heated pillow.
Yeah, it's one of those like icy hot packs.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I'm like, as long as it's covered, I'd be like, okay, nice and warm here.
Or cold.
Yeah.
Do I notice like I feel the heat, but like if I put like a candle or something to it, does it actually melt, or is it just kind of like a?
I mean, yes, it is hot, but you can feel it in your hand, and like as you bring stuff close to it, it is emanating heat. So
Okay.
wax would melt around it. Yes. Roll a wisdom saving throw.
Jesus fuck, guys. Go to bed.
Oh wait, saving throw. You said.
Oh shit, let's turn off the sword.
Sandra like trips on the way
16.
up
Yeah.
and stops.
You feel a very strong pull to put it on.
Oh.
You can feel almost like in the back of your mind just a voice that's just whispering.
Do it, do it.
You can't. It's strange. It's almost like a fly buzzing in the room. Like you can't make out what it's saying, but it's just constantly bothering you, and you keep being drawn back to it. Whatever it is that is involved with this amulet very much wants you to put it on.
I can only trust you. I think I rolled high
But
enough.
you're able
for
to
it.
resist it.
Yeah.
This time.
Yeah. Yeah. Nothing else. Yeah.
Downstairs, the two of you are keeping watch.
There was something that I wanted. Today was interesting, to say the least. You, I think all of us, but you also had quite an eventful afternoon and evening here.
Alright.
I wanted to ask, we had talked about potentially in the morning attempting to scry on your sister. With everything happening, I'm wondering, do you still want me to do that tomorrow? Depending on the outcome, I don't know if it would be a distraction or not.
Roll a wisdom save.
Diamond Snow starts to bleed.
Just thinking it through.
If you want me to do it, I will do it. I just want to make sure that it's the right time.
I don't know anymore, friend. I don't know anymore what to think, what to expect. All this time I thought I was getting closer to Anya's story and what happened to her since she left. And I only found out more about my own.
I mean, in a way, you could say you are getting closer to her story, given you two share one in common, in a sense.
If it is, to me, it doesn't feel that way. I feel lost. I don't know if I am me anymore. Well, you might have seen what happened when Teddy and I were chatting. I held his weapon and I had a vision. And I saw a battle that I was a part of. A battle I'd never been in. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be here, even though it feels like I'm supposed to be here. And we came all this way for me to try to find out more about the storms and Anya, and although I know more about the storms, I know nothing about what happened to her. So I'm willing to help you protect your home. You've helped me and you've protected me. So if you think it's wise to delay, I'm okay with that.
I just want to make sure you don't see it as anyone putting their needs before yours.
I don't know how I'm going to react to actually getting news from Mania. I've tried to reach out to her myself. She never responded. I don't know why.
It's possible she couldn't. And it's still possible that I might not be able to see where she is. But if we do, then it's a clue where to go next.
No,
And as much as my mission was to help my people, and still is, I have not forgotten the promise that I made to you as well. I will do what I can to help you find your sister.
I know. You're a good friend. I am curious about something. I don't know how safe it is to share too much about this, but it seems like I have a connection with Theo and with Tisha somehow. Theo, do you mind holding my weapon?
Oh,
See
we
if
can touch each other's swords.
that happen anything?
Like, takes your hammer. Nothing immediate happens. So.
Make a wisdom save.
Yes.
He's not the one.
It's a beautiful hammer. Quite well balanced. They like twirls his armor and hands it back to you.
Nothing else, eh? What about you?
Oh shit! He grows hair.
It's like
It's heavy.
Nothing?
It's quite heavy. Nothing happens.
God damn it.
The rifle.
Alright.
How much of what happened in the last, like, of what you learned about all your stuff was shared with the group?
This part wasn't
Not
shared.
much.
This part wasn't shared.
about the trio.
Yeah.
That was all like you just saw that.
In
Yeah, I
his
saw
mind.
that, and then when I
You
was
held
see
so-
him. You see him offering his weapon to people, and you saw him hold on to.
Yeah.
other-
That, no, I know
that,
that.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But the connection through the weapons, like very explicitly, was like Tisha took him apart to talk to him about that.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
Teddy, do you Theo, sorry.
Mind right?
My wife. Just the Men in Black.
Yeah.
flash.
I'm gonna make
Um,
one of them now. You can't stop me from doing
Do
it.
you have a dagger or or an axe, like a small hand axe that you can part with?
This is my father's knife.
Yeah, I do have something here. He reaches into one of his side pouches and pulls out. It's just a short dagger. Seems pretty well carved. It's not made of metal per se. It's almost like stone. But it's got flecks of metal in it somewhere. And the metal is that same black and red-ish like ore that you've seen in the past.
Can you part with this?
Sure. Hands it to you.
I will keep this.
Okay.
This is mine now.
I have a feeling it might connect us somehow. And Kaltir, you have your glaive?
It's
Probably
mine
all
now
on the
too.
This is mine now.
Yeah.
I will keep this.
I will keep this. No.
Where'd my flaming sword go?
Just collecting swords out here.
I will
Where'd
try
my arm
something. So I will take my the few smithing tools that I have, and I'm going to try to carve a rune into his blade.
Oh shit!
Ooh.
Damaging it permanently.
And I am going to carve
one to
the
attacks.
rune that says brother.
Oh fuck!
Oh.
Damn deep. Ow.
And I am going to try doing like at least the last finishing. I don't know how long it would take for me to do that. Probably not long.
Finish it.
It's just a lie.
And I would invoke Giant Smite as I do it.
Almost there.
So close.
Too bad the steel from my helmet is impenetrable. No, I'm just kidding.
You're able to carve the rune into it. You sit and you focus and you meditate and you carve this into the rune. You transform into your larger form and
Oh. Larger form.
nothing seems to happen.
It's huge.
Nothing since
It's so fucking huge.
I don't know if this will have any effect or not, but I hope.
I grew it 2 times myself.
I'm just trying to understand some of what I learned. And I feel like I am already connected to you, Tio, somehow by your sword. I don't know if that can be useful in any way or how to use that at all, but well, you probably also have heard me talking about my sister. I have a sister called Anya Ironbeard. If you
For some reason, I remember. It's strange because I know I have only met you once before this, but I have memories of times that we spent together in the past, and similar to some of the memories I have of Tisha, I believe her name was.
Yeah, wait, you have memories of Anya?
No, of you mentioning her.
Oh. Well, I don't know if it was the same me, but this me is looking for her. She disappeared months ago, and I'm just trying to find her. I don't know what my role is in all of this. I am so confused. But there's something that Tisha shared with me. She said that in Redom there should be some proof of our past connection. A statue of some kind? I don't know how much it would help, but maybe if our paths lead there, I would like to try to find that.
You have in your memories now. You think about it as, you say, a statue of some kind. You have a very vivid memory of carving a stone statue in a city that you do not remember ever being in.
Apparently, I made it.
It was 3 figures: Tisha, Theo, and yourself. You remember the exact pose that you carved them in. You remember Theo with his sword held high. You remember Tisha holding her arm up as though casting a spell. You remember yourself bringing your hammer down. You remember carving the statue, but you've never carved it.
I have a headache.
Perhaps you need some rest.
I need some ale. Do I still have any spud brows left? I don't know if I have any. Need to make more. Nope, nothing in my... I have one Molotov cocktail, but I'm not gonna drink
Just take
that.
the cloth out of it and drink it.
Theo just sits down and begins to meditate.
He's an elf.
Closes his eyes and also slightly, having been through one hell of a day himself, meditates for a while before heading upstairs and finding a bed to crash in. The 2 of you are keeping watch?
Yeah, I don't know if you're still wanting to keep watch or if you go to bed.
Once Theo leaves, you can potentially, if you want to have conversations without him, you can also do that. That's an option.
So we're gonna kill Teddy, right?
Apparently we can't call him Teddy.
Guess it makes sense. This version doesn't know himself as that.
As the night begins to pass, some of you in your beds sleeping comfortably. Brother Xander, this is your first time in a comfortable bed in a very long
Yes.
time. After several weeks of being imprisoned and being unable to speak, being treated relatively poorly, disconnected from your magics.
If you thought it was gonna be any different here.
This bed is comfortable and you tuck in and the warmth of the blankets envelops you and you drift off into sleep, and over time as you're lying there with your eyes closed sleeping, you feel the warmth envelop you.
Yes.
And as your eyes are closed, you begin to see just
You peed your bed.
Oh, not
your
again.
vision goes from the pitch black of darkness to a dull red orange
Oh, no.
as you begin to feel a little slightly uncomfortable and warm, and something's not fully comfortable, and you hear a voice almost. You less hear it, you feel a voice. A deep, rumbling, warm, almost echoing through you. My son, awaken. As you open your eyes, you realize the vision that was changing was simply because there was an extremely bright source of light right in front of you. All you can see is just radiant glow. Not painful, but warm. And it washes the pain of the months or the weeks of pain that you've been through away from you. You feel comforted and warm and at peace in this communion with your God.
Do I just go like, yes, Father?
The voice rumbles through you, and you feel it speak. I am glad you are free. Tell me, what have you discovered?
There appears to be a tiefling who has captured us at the old city of Limbonum. We don't know what she was up to, but it can't be good.
Yes. I have heard from my sister that she appreciates your help.
Tell me, is the path that I'm seeking correct?
You feel you feel
Kill
this
the boy.
sense of the warmth begins to almost lighten a little bit, and it feels less painful and stern and becomes a little bit more warm and inviting. What do you think? Are these people, are my sister's acolytes, worthy of our aid?
I feel they need assistance, and I fear that without my help, they will not succeed.
Wrecked. Fucking hard truth.
Child of sunlight, our battle wages in Diamark. The waves of the demons flood our lands. Tell me, is the threat greater there or at home?
I feel the threat is greater here, unfortunately.
You feel the warmth almost like recede a lot and become now, instead of this burning hot sun as though you were staring right at the sun, it feels like a nice sunny day in many ways. Instead of looking right up at this light, you're now bathed in this warm, natural, white, yellow light. It would be a shame. The sunrises and sunsets in that city are quite lovely. Very well. If nothing else, make sure our brothers are safe.
Yeah, my word.
As the light fades back to darkness and you fall back asleep, you find yourself at the end of your long rest, waking up just before the break of dawn, just naturally, before the rest of them. Well, is anybody else swapping watch, or do you just?
I'm asleep.
I mean, usually
I will wake up for the last 30 minutes.
I don't know. I'm not gonna wake anybody
We're
up.
in a secret
So,
tower.
if people naturally wake up, but I'm not gonna go wake
We're
anybody
in
up.
a secret
Before
tower.
going up, as a point of order, I do take my pants off and I
What?
leave my pants downstairs.
I'm just like,
What?
He always
Oh,
does
yeah,
That's just what it-
That is common.
Father meaning you just did.
Forgive me for I have sinned.
before I start meditating, I run to Xander's room and I leave a little pamphlet on the door and then I go back down. It's just like all the great things about Limbar.
The bass god.
Yeah.
Why the moon is better than the sun?
Yeah. The sun hurts when you look at it. It can burn your skin.
Shortly after Timon goes upstairs, when it's just you downstairs, as your trance ends, about 4 hours after it began, a familiar figure comes down the stairs and sits across from you. Familiar. How was your rest?
All right.
He's
And
big.
yours? Are you feeling better?
I am. I understand what you're trying to do, and I appreciate it.
I suppose this is another goodbye for now.
I suppose it is. I will leave in a few hours once I'm ready. I will find Volro and speak with him and make sure he's aware of everything that's happened. Make sure he doesn't do anything else rash. I imagine he will want to go home, tell them of what has happened in case the worst does come to pass. It seems we're on the right track, though I certainly didn't expect it to run this deep.
Yes, I don't think any of us saw it going this way, but then again, we didn't know very much of the world.
You met Karis, you met my grandfather.
As much as I wish I didn't have to say it this way, unfortunately, yes.
No, for all my life, he was just this ancient figure that had been exiled and then perhaps dead. All I had were books that he'd written. To know that he's still alive, part of me wants nothing more than to ask him why.
To be honest, I'm not sure. Whatever Karis is, whatever he's become, I don't know how much of that part of him is left.
You understand why I think why I think I have to do that.
I do. I wish it didn't have to be so.
If something happens to me, tell my mother and father that they...
Don't speak like that. You'll be able to tell them what you found out in London. We'll figure this out. Whatever he's doing, we'll stop it.
Yes, for our people.
Our people.
She sits back down and begins to study and prepare her spells for the next day. Shortly after that, she gets up, walks up to you, gives you a tight hug, and then leaves. Just as dawn begins to break across the city, Xander, you wake up. You come downstairs, you see Kalthir just waiting, sitting there on his own, or standing potentially.
Do you have the pamphlet? I'm just kidding.
Did you get any rest?
I did. And yourself? How are you feeling?
It's been a while since I've been this refreshed.
Yes, I imagine so. I can't imagine the accommodations were very good with Garnette. How are you feeling about today?
It seems like we have a loose plan, but it's the best we got.
That is one way of putting it. Calling it a plan at all is a bit bold, but we don't have many options, so hopefully we can make the best of what we have.
As you can look out through the door, the shimmering sort of magical force field of sorts that is there, you can see almost like some brightness coming into as the morning sun rises. And it's strange because for the majority of your time here, you've seen this city covered with this cloud of this black cloud of red lightning sparking across it. As you take a step outside, you notice that because of the way that the sun rises off in the distance and sets, the rays of the sun are striking the wall directly, and all of the prismatic sort of crystal that is on each of the walls is sparkling and glowing, and almost it seems like there's like sparking rays of magical energy that would otherwise not even be visible or simply floating across the sky, connecting the two walls of the canyon together. It is beautiful.
I go to step outside. I'm like, I step back inside.
The city is not quite as remote from the light of the sun as you had originally thought.
Oh shit! Papa's dead.
The rest of you begin to wake up and come downstairs. Your long rest is complete.
Yes.
Well, I guess it's time to kill a bitch.
First, we have to find a bitch.
Yes.
Is there stuff that you would like to do here in the morning?
Make a really nice breakfast with the help of our newfound friend.
Is this Tish just that
Obviously a
later?
better cook.
Talking about the boy.
It's, yeah, so I was gonna say, like, is Tish the staff lady still around?
She's not.
Oh no.
But once Astra comes downstairs with the staff within the close proximity of the runes that are carved here in the bottom of the tower, the spectre appears again, and looks around.
Took her away from us.
You guys were hogging her.
It's like, Lady Tish, would you be able to take care of the boy while we venture out into the city?
It's an interesting question. I mean, the boy will be safe here, that's for sure. But I don't think he'd be able to leave or come back in. Technically, he would be a prisoner.
Oh, he's used to
That's
it.
okay.
His accommodation's a lot better this time around.
You will be safe, and you can be cared for. But yes, the only way to unlock this door and enter this structure would be with the staff.
Tisha, do you have any storage closets or anything that might be able to give us some extra supplies for our journeys today? Did you happen to stash anything away?
Don't think so.
Damn. What a useless tower.
Nothing that I can think of. This was more of a small research lab. I believe my home was in Redham, or whatever is there of it now.
Mm-hmm. So everybody got potions on them. I have a couple I can dish out if people are low, including yourself. I have 2 normal and 1 greater. If anybody...
I have a greater.
Perfect.
All of you do notice that Malira is not with you.
Oh shit, where'd Malira go?
I don't have
I
any
know
potions.
I know she went. I will give Astra the greater then.
Thank you.
The superior and greater.
Do you have anything?
I have my healing magic, so I'm fine.
That's bold of you. Kaltir, how are you?
For what story?
Potions.
I don't have any potions.
Heartmare, do you want to give him the greater? You keep the
I
superior.
have 1 potion of healing.
Do you want to make a trade you with a greater? He's saying no, just kidding. You're
Oh no, I mean, I'm totally up for it. I was
You're
joking.
Fucked. You're fucked. In fact, give me your potion.
Give us everything you have now. Malira's not here to defend you now. People in Arkmir put the collar on
Yeah, I'm
Kalthir.
fine with 2 small ones. Asher now has a greater. You have a greater. You'll have a superior and a normal. You have a greater. Not that like we can't just pull them out of each other's pockets, but just to be safe in case we get a little split from the battle map or whatever finds us.
While this conversation is ongoing, Simon will take his hammer one more time. We'll try to discreetly go to Tisha's operation. Tisha, can you try holding my...
I don't think I can hold much in this form.
Try
Just put your hand around it.
grabbing
Just goes
it?
right through it.
The spectre moves through it. Nothing happens.
No?
Timon, can I please try carrying your hammer?
Sure.
Nothing happens.
Damn it. Alright.
Just roll a d20 for me.
Oh, shit.
13?
30?
13.
Oh, okay.
There's like no modifier. I don't have to inspect that D20.
I have a plus 10.
Plus 10 everything.
So there is a chance.
Oh,
And I will roll this die. And on a higher than 10, something will happen. And on a lower than 10, nothing will happen.
30.
No,
Damn
no,
it.
it's-
That was the wrong die.
That's true.
Both.
Just the whims of fate.
it's like that was a D10.
It was definitely a d20.
Lower, nothing happens.
That wasn't the destiny die. Is all I'm saying.
You're not wrong.
One last question. Do you... I once met another one that had similar skills with the red lightning runes, and he showed me one that I hadn't seen before. He had a special piece of armor, suit of armor that he had engraved with a rune that says home, and it recalls that armor back. I couldn't stay longer to learn that from him, but would you have an idea either how to do that or who I can seek to learn this?
I'm gonna be honest, the only person I know who carved runes like that was you.
Have you tried talking to yourself?
Time's nose start bleeding.
If anything, I remember you trying to teach Theo how to do it.
That rune?
Not that rune, just runes in general. You also tried to teach him how to shoot. That didn't work out well.
He doesn't seem like much a dexterous shooter. No more than I am. Was. Am. I don't know. I don't suppose that you have a weapon that you could give me.
Right? Make an intelligence check for me.
The staff is yours now.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Let me carve a root into the staff.
Astra, can
There's
I
a
have
bunch
your
of
stuff?
arcane
No.
runes in it.
I'm gonna keep this.
I'm gonna keep it.
Yeah.
This is
You
mine
did that
now.
with the dagger. Whatever it was.
Intelligence, just
Just straight intelligence
straight
check.
intelligence?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
This is yours?
This is mine.
Nat 20.
So what you remember, and you've managed to piece this together now, this spectral figure is just some fragments of memories of Tisha. This isn't even Tisha as she would be at the point where she would have met you in many ways, right? Like there's just, she had bits and pieces of the memory. The Tisha that appeared to you when you touched the weapon was different. That was actual Tisha. This is kind of like a hodgepodge of pieces of her memory.
Like the portraits at Hogwarts.
Like pieces of her memory have been implanted together from like this, the construct that she left in this tower to like watch it, the small piece that was in the staff, like the small piece that she helped pull from Theo's sword and like his stuff, right? Like this is a bunch of different memories. You gather that she probably doesn't know everything that she does.
Can I try to recall from the shards of memory that I have from not my life, what was it that she gave me? And what was it that Theo gave me?
On a natural 20, with Theo, you do recall that dagger having some significance to it. The dagger that he gave you yesterday. With Tisha, there was a hammer, essentially. There was the hammer that you used to use in order to forge things, in order to craft things, and you both worked together to imbue with some chronomatic magic energy together.
The black flame hammer, whatever it was.
In terms of the weapon that binds you and Theo, roll a d20 for me.
30.
12.
You gather that at one point you stopped using your rifle. You switched to mostly your hammer. And you bequeathed the rifle to him.
Oh shit.
But I can't part with my rifle.
Maybe it's not this time. Or at this time. But
Okay.
Calthier,
Yes.
I wonder, are you able to send a message to the professor so that he can maybe meet us at the academy, save us some time?
Yeah, that was what I was planning to do. Reach out to him so that we don't need to go all the way to the other side of the Rexay.
We'll get to it.
Is everyone ready to go? Just, if not, grab your things and we'll send a message.
I will do a thing before we go. So, when I first wake up, over the course of an hour before we leave, I want to cast Aid on the 3 weaklings. So your max HP is temporarily reduced. Oh,
great.
He's casting AIDS. Not
yeah. Sorry, guys.
God.
It is what it is. It is what it is. You guys are fucked.
You
Okay?
need a cast.
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. So I cast AIDS.
Park
all 3
episode
of your
on that
hit
one.
point maximums and current hit points increase by 5.
Okay.
Ooh.
For like 8 hours or something.
Yeah. So hopefully you can find something before later tonight.
Who gets it?
And then I'm going
That's
to
3.
use the ring
Weaklings.
that I'm still attuned with to get that spell slot back. Then I would like to unattune and attune to my current shield attunement.
okay.
So that will take an hour to do, but I'm assuming I wake up early enough
Yeah.
during breakfast and stuff to do that. So basically just giving you guys 8 without spending it, but then getting it back.
Okay.
I kept asking about the necklace thing, but the 2 times I asked, I guess were they with Theo?
Mm-hmm.
Was Tisha there? She wasn't there the last second time. I forgot the first time. But anyways, does she know anything more about this necklace? No.
You mentioned the necklace without showing it, nor
Yeah.
taking the wrapping cloak off of it.
Nothing.
It's like I would have to potentially examine it to learn more, but
Got it.
it's just
Yeah.
as you're holding it, you feel something whispering to you. Put it on.
Shut up.
Wisdom saving throw. Yeah. I will send a message to Professor Fainwall.
Suggested Astro.
It's about time.
Professor, Could you meet us near the academy? It's important for the safety of the city.
Ooh,
It's about the mission.
the cow you are trying to send. Jesus. You just woke him up.
Actually, I will. Sorry, just to interject, like ever so slightly to modify that just a little bit. Meet us near the academy. We need to get into the. We need to get
Now.
into it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, yes, you, Caldir, was it? I can't leave. I'm expecting Wolro to come visit. But I can put you in... I can contact one of my students. They can meet you at the reception.
It's not gonna be her.
Please be Silthia.
Ask for Yasin. Or just I will tell him to wait and the spell ends. And then you get him a follow-up message. Need to be more careful with my words. That's a lot of words.
Oh god, he's wasting so much more.
Yasin Amar will meet you in the reception administration building. He will be there all day if he needs to.
Okay.
That's it.
Yasin?
Yassin.
Or Yasin. And that's... There was a last name?
Amar.
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 Okay. Okay. It's a student of his. Well, it appears the professor cannot leave the library at the moment. He's going to be trying to meet up with Volro, which I believe is where May was going to be going as well. But he is going to get a student of his to meet us at the administration building reception to gain us entry.
Better than nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So that should be our way in, which...
You get another message. He's just a student. Ask him to take you to Professor Lisvaris. Or Head Diviner Lisvaris.
Liz.
Lysvaris.
I totally missed that. What?
Lysvaris.
Liz Varus?
Liz Varus.
The head diviner.
Yes.
Alright. Who will apparently take us to go meet the head diviner, Liz Varus. Okay. Perhaps one of the other professors they're acquaintance of. Fainwell. Thea, are you familiar with this individual at all?
Can't say I know the name, but Head Diviner, probably something to do with the Department of Divination and Prophecy.
It's very
Does make
insightful.
sense.
So what is the plan?
Well, that I was just so. Then perhaps, if we head there now, we can gain entry into the academy, and not rush around too much that it raises suspicions. But shortly after, perhaps you can follow in to go try to meet with Lady Garnette,
That makes sense.
and then we can go from there. Try to see. Perhaps we would be able to wander around a little bit, or Liz Varus can at least show us where the necrophic area
Department
is.
of Necrology and Entropic.
Yeah, Department of Necrology.
I keep hearing nephrology, which is the study of kidneys.
That's what it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. That's where we're going.
As you step out from the tower, the glowing energy of the runes around the door flare up for a moment. You step through, and the shimmering, almost like force field energy seems to become almost a solid brick wall again. You step out into the city and turn to your left, and you can see off in the distance the fairly large wall that you can make out off in the distance near the base of the canyon cliffside that you know is the wall around the academy, as well as behind it tall spires and structures. Particularly the main central spire that towers over the rest of the academy and is built almost against the junction at the end of the canyon. As you begin making your way in that direction, that's probably where we'll end this session.
To kill a bitch.
To go find an empty room. Let's go. Guys, we made it out of the building.
Oh man! And the day ended.
Yeah.
This was
And
our
the day.
yeah.
We're all at full HP.
We slept and left.
Yeah.
And left the building.
Just leaving the boy in there.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you had mentioned to the kid. He's gonna walk out and be like, "Where'd everybody go?"
Yeah.
Hello.
So I asked
Then
Lady
there's
Tisha.
gonna be like a Tisha
Lady
like thing
Tisha
there.
goes
It's just
where
like
she
The
goes.
problem
can't
is
leave.
Lady Tisha kind of does go
Tisha
where
goes
she
where
goes.
she goes.
Yeah,
So
it's
he's
just
alone.
completely empty and there's just no door.
Wait, didn't you know there was like a lingering image of her left
No,
behind?
it is
The
when the
staff.
staff's near,
Yeah.
but she takes a staff
Oh.
with her.
Yeah.
I thought you took the staff last time and it was like still lingering or something.
It
Because
does
it was
for
in the
radius.
building,
but-
For radius, yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
that was all for now. See you next time.
Bye.